What's up, guys? Hey, so please tell me now if the audio is okay or not. Um, Let me know right now before we jump into this. But I'm trying something new here. I had to completely redo my setup. A-okay? Okay, perfect. I had to completely redo my setup to actually be able to get this working properly without any audio delays or anything. So I'm like, please work with me, OBS. But so what is this? Good question, RPG. So there was a direct today to show off Terry Bogard, who is the next fighter to come to Smash. I stream a lot of Zelda mostly here, but I actually really love Smash Bros. It's one of my other faves. So I thought we would just, since the trailer or the direct already happened this morning, I actually haven't watched it yet. So I was like, maybe we can watch it together. We can give our thoughts to each other, just share that kind of thing. I guess it was like a reaction stream, but more like a discussion stream, I guess. So, Marsupial. I was watching Miss Click for that. It's good to see you, John. Yeah, so we got like 10 folks here. We got Pionyo, RPG, Marsupial. I saw Tetra and Magnet Dude here too. It's good to see you guys. We can get really meta with this and I just accidentally had my Twitch chat open in the other tab and I accidentally closed it. Here we go. This is what we want though. So we also don't need any autoplay on. So another game. They have so many hours on, but we never see on stream. It's just, that's one of those games that I play on my own time. I think I put over 100 hours into Ultimate. Gosh, I only know, like, Lord only knows how many hours on the other games, right? So, over the years. So, streaming the direct 14 hours before the direct. How? The chat here, I'm a little concerned about, because all these YouTube thumbnails are here, and it's... has it passed already? Like, yeah, so the direct already happened this morning. I didn't watch it yet. I missed it. So anyways, I'm just gonna start it here. You guys should be able to, volume's up. You guys should be able to hear Mr. Sakurai give us the lowdown on Terry, and we can just chat with each other about it. We can see what's what, Great. Rightfully. I love it. It's... No sound. Okay. So no sound from Mr. Sakurai, other than... Okay, so they've won a bunch of awards. That's all he said so far. No sound coming through, hey? Hang on here. It should be. Up the volume. Uh-oh. That's as high as I can make it go. This stupid input thing. Hang on a second here. Let's see if we can change the audio. The properties here. Get this. We'll get this working here. People thought a new character was going to be announced. I think they said that there was not going to be a new character. Pardon me, sorry. So is the sound there just really quiet? Because it's not, that's as high as it's gonna, apparently as high as it's gonna go for me. Oh, excuse me. So you know what I'll do here? I'll just put on closed captioning, I guess. Yeah. We'll see how that goes. Okay. I never had a Neo Geo, so... There's actually quite a few Neo Geo games on Switch already as well, so... Why is Terry? That's pretty cool. Terry's French Beetle. That's... Okay, hang on. If they put Beetle in Smash... That would absolutely make my day. That really would. That would be brilliant. Okay, so you're saying no sound at all, including my sound, or just Sakurai's sound. We're not here to read. Touche. Is it both from my mic or we hear you, just no video sound. Okay. Like a beautiful double rainbow. Wait, does that mean that there's double sound? I hope not. Okay. Here's what I'm going to try and do. I know this sounds weird, but I'm going to try and add... another audio input here. We're just going to try something out here. Okay. Here. Okay. I'm going to play it. Let's see if it...
Arcade games. In other words, you could go to a rental store, rent an arcade game, take it home, and play it.
OBS is weird sometimes, yeah.
After that, they were sold for home use, but a single game would cost about 30,000 yen.
Yes, perfect, okay.
That's expensive. But if you think about it, compared to playing a game in the arcade 300 times at 100 yen per play, you're getting your money's worth. At the time, some people actually thought this was cheap. There really are people who've played games in the Super Smash Bros. Series 1,000 or even 10,000 times. Anyway, the MBS, as it was called then, was sold in various places, and for an arcade machine, it wasn't all that expensive. You could also get them on lease. That's why you'd end up seeing lots of candy stores having a Metal Slug cabinet. The home version of the Neo Geo came with
5%. How's that? Feel like that's good volume?
It has 4 buttons.
I haven't done this really.
This is the actual
I certainly wouldn't call myself like a pro Smash player by any means,
you
but
slot in the big game cartridges.
I get pretty into it, you know.
This is the Neo Geo. Just kidding. Actually, this is the Neo Geo X, the portable
Joking
version
on us.
that was released afterward.
Totally not a Game
You
Boy.
could also insert it into this docking station and play it as a home console.
Like a Switch.
Beat Nintendo Switch to it. Portable, multi-purpose console. Updated iterations.
I love that he's like making jokes and like the crew is like laughing behind him.
Next, let's talk about what Fatal Fury is. It released in 1991, the same year as Street Fighter II, but this one came later. It launched after Street Fighter II. Like many of the other fighters, Fatal Fury was often regarded as a title that was developed to capitalize on the popularity of Street Fighter II, but that's not really the case. Actually, both Street Fighter II and Fatal Fury were developed using the original Street Fighter as a foundation.
Hick brother from one of the Scooby-Doo movies.
In fact, the development of Fatal Fury was started by one of the planners of Street Fighter.
Yeah, Denny's gonna be sad. He missed it. He already on Twitter
Just hear you
posted
say, wow.
some tearful images here.
This one is also a multiplayer-focused fighting game.
Yeah, I think it is people
In
in the
this
room
story,
laughing.
someone named Jeff Bogard is killed by Geese Howard. Geese Howard starts up a fighting tournament in Southtown, which he runs. To avenge his father's death, Terry enters the tournament, which is known as King of Fighters. I mentioned the term King of Fighters, something you may...
Here, guys, you know what I'm gonna do? Actually, sorry, just to pause this for a second. Cubits, hey, good to see you, my friend. Here's what I'm gonna do, because this is... I don't know if it's bothering you guys, like it's bothering me. But, the chat, there we go. This will be better, I think. The chat just was overlapping with those, YouTube thumbnails there. So I'm just gonna... Here we go. Here we go. See, that's better. That's better, right? There we go. Good enough for me. Okay, let's keep watching here.
Heard before. Yes, there's actually a popular series called The King of Fighters, and that series was named after the fighting tournament within the world of Fatal Fury. And Terry Bogard, who is the protagonist of Fatal Fury, also appears in all the games in the King of Fighters series as one of the main characters.
Probably is a good answer.
If you want to
We're
play a game
probably
from
okay.
either of the Fatal Fury series or the King of Fighters series, many of them are available now on Nintendo Switch as
when you're
part of
talking
the
about chicken
Arcade
dinner.
Archive series.
I'm like having my
You may
morning
not know
coffee
which
here.
one to play first, but my recommendations from the Fatal Fury series would be Fatal Fury Special.
Okay.
From the King of Fighters series, my recommendation would be the King of Fighters 95. But if you want to play a fighting game with all sorts of strategic elements, then I recommend the King of Fighters 98.
This guy knows the stuff. He clearly likes these games.
Next, I'll give you some insight on Terry Bogard. Actually, this video was recorded about 1 month prior to its release. That's because we need to translate and edit videos like this one, and that takes time. The game footage you see here is not from the final production ROM, so please understand that there may be some elements that differ from the final game.
Okay.
Since we have the opportunity, I want to talk about Terry using a lot of SNK lingo, meaning in this discussion the younger generations may feel a little out of the loop.
Oh wow.
But there's nothing to worry about. When we released the original Nintendo 64 version of Super Smash Bros., I was often asked, who is Samus? Whether or not the character is fun to play as is more important than whether the character is new or old, or whether the character is recognizable to everyone. I want to make sure I present Terry to you in such a way that you can fully understand his appeal.
That's legit. I mean,
thank you.
That's pretty much Smash is
Okay,
pretty much
let's
responsible for the surgence of Fire Emblem popularity in North America too. So that's legit. That's legit.
This is Terry Bogard in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
Oh, he's
still wearing an
hashtag
outfit
buff
that
boy.
reflects the era of his original game, but we did our best to make him look cool in a variety of ways. When he stands next to Ryu, it almost makes you wonder, is this really a Super Smash Bros. Game? Doesn't it? Just like Ryu, when you're playing one-on-one, he'll face the opponent. Actually, he always looks in the opponent's direction. Even if you move him to a location behind the opponent, he'll quickly turn around, always keeping his focus on the opponent. Let's talk about his moves.
Banjo, I think, never been. Yeah,
His
I mean,
neutral
Banjo
attacks are jab,
was
body
more
blow,
popular than in the West
high
than in
kick.
Japan for sure. But Smash
each
always
move
like
is something familiar from the Fatal Fury series. And his
Mhm.
dash is power charge.
The charge's working again. Yeah, there is
This
a
is
rumor.
move
Jesse
you can
sent
use
me
in Real
about
Bout,
that. Yeah.
Fatal Fury Special, and others. In the original series, it was one of his special moves. His tilt attacks are middle kick, rising upper,
I like this stage
and
though.
under kick.
Like even it's very simple, but
Compared
like
to
less
Ryu,
is more
his attack
sometimes.
speed
You know.
is slower. This is to match his original series.
Okay.
Now for smash attacks. First up, backspin kick. This smash attack is the equivalent to his strong attack, but the motion is even cooler than in his original series.
It's not to toot my
Next,
own horn.
wild
His
upper.
motion's cooler though.
And slide kick. Both are from the original
All
series.
right. All right.
Then his midair moves. Jump, then chop. Jump, then kick. Jump, then backward kick.
It's really cool how they've taken like
And then
these old fighting
somersault.
games. They've like
However, this
adapted
somersault
it
kick
to
is
make,
not included in the original series.
to make his motions a lot more
But
fluid.
we needed a move to
and,
attack up.
and smooth.
we created
you know.
a new
It's
move.
very good. Very good stuff.
Also, jump and then karate punch for a down air attack.
That looks like it's gonna
If
be
you
legit.
successfully pull off a down air, it's possible to tackle
Oh,
the
just
meteor,
like that. That's
as you can
exactly
see
what I
here.
was just thinking of.
It's basically like Ryu's. Next, I'll cover his throws. His forward throw is his familiar buster throw. His back throw
Buster
is also
throw.
a buster throw.
Why does he lift his leg like
And his
that?
down throw is neck breaker drop. In fact, he used it in the game Fatal Fury Wild Ambition.
All
I
right.
miss playing that game on Hyper Neo Geo 64. And then
Nuts
his
and
up
bolts
throw
does not count.
is
You're right,
grasping
Liam. It
upper.
just
This sort
that
of
ain't-
dodge attack can be performed
ain't it,
after
Chief.
spot dodge. I mentioned dodge attack. And this actually does exist.
why didn't he use the rising
During a
tackle
spot
instead of the
dodge,
flash?
immediately
kick
press the
type?
button to counterattack.
I don't know. I know very little about Fatal Fury.
During
so.
a dodge attack, your upper body becomes invincible, so this kind of move gives you the advantage when you counterattack.
Your
Now for a
that's
special
interesting. Your
attacks.
upper body becomes invincible, but I guess you'd still be vulnerable to
His
like
neutral special
a
with
low
just the B
attack or
button is
something.
Power Wave. Depending on how long you press the button, you'll use one of two types of special attacks, weak and strong. This one is weak and kinda slow, and this one is strong. Fast, isn't it? For Ryu, in his original game, you used 3 buttons, so there were weak, medium, and strong attacks. For Terry Bogard, you could use
those 3
4
buttons sort
in
of
his
set up as
original
pretty
game,
common
but there were
for
only 2
arcades,
buttons for punch.
arcade games.
So that's why he only has 2 attack levels, weak and strong. This rule applies to all of his special attacks, so please keep that in mind.
Interesting.
By the way, the attack Power Wave is a move that shoots energy along the ground. But how does it look in the air? In his original game, you couldn't use this move in the air. This is how it looks now. As of the King of Fighters 96, the Power Wave ability had a shorter range, so we've recreated that version of the move. It's a useful move in midair and helps keep opponents in check. Next, we have a special performed while holding in the direction of your opponent, Burning Knuckle.
Burning Knuckle.
This move also has a
Actually,
weak
that's
and
like a
strong version,
very
as
good
well as a
range
command input.
on it. Like he dashes.
Like the Hadouken
way-
command input from Street
It reminds me of
Fighter
Captain
2,
Falcon's
you
side
perform this
special, but
command
like
using the directional inputs, down, to the side, in the direction of your opponent, and then press the button.
okay, that's
Doing
neat.
so makes the move a bit stronger.
Ryu has similar sort of
This
input
means
options
that Burning Knuckle has 4 variations:
as well, I believe.
weak without command input, and strong without command input. Weak with command input, and strong with command
Pretty
input.
much all
The strong
Smash
version
I've
using the
never
command
played for more
input is
than
of course the
a
most
few minutes
powerful.
that just suck.
You'll
Oh,
hear a noise when you input the command.
see, I have like 3 older brothers, right? So Smash was a big game in my household because it was one of the few
if you've
games we could all
succeeded,
play together, and it got
You
competitive.
might also notice
that's how
the
it is
green
with
mixing
siblings,
the
right?
flames.
So
It may be
we
slight,
got pretty
but
into
there
it.
is a difference.
Amazing how Zachary has managed to
The strong
capture the
version
souls
with
of
the
so many
command
games
input
into one
really
solid
is strong,
offering. Yes,
even capable of KOing
it really is. It's actually really
It can be
incredible.
blocked, however.
Like a
So
lot
be
of
on the
thoughts.
lookout for that.
A lot of thought goes into each.
In such a
individual
case,
character,
you'll
and
be
it's
left
pretty
wide
amazing.
open. And this is a first for the Super Smash Bros. Series, but the side specials are split into 2 versions, a back special
Still
and a
trying to
front
learn all the
special.
moves from Mortal Kombat 2.
That means there's
I never
one
got
more
as
side
much into
special
Mortal
than
Kombat
usual.
or Street Fighter because I always feel like the learning curve
This
is
is a
so
familiar
much
move
steeper.
from his original game.
I got pretty good at Soul
There's also
Calibur
a command input version.
back in the day,
It's performed by using the directional buttons down
and
to the back,
Soul Calibur 2
followed by the A or B button.
stopped after that.
The command version can launch your opponent quite a bit further. It creates a bit of an arc, so it can be used as an anti-air attack when your opponent.
That kind of reminds me of, I think, Zero
At
Suit
close
Samus and
range,
Sheik
if
have
you
a similar
happen to be
move too,
blocked
but
by a shield, it's hard
it's
to be
nice to have a
counter-attacked because you'll pass through them.
couple moves that give you a bit of
There's something I want you to remember.
dash in them. I dig it.
When you
I
do a crack
dig it.
shoot off screen, this is how it will look.
Just crap shot himself out.
Terry swings with his whole body when using Burning Knuckle and Crack Shoot, so it can be hard to recover. However,
I don't know.
if you keep
It gives you a
pressing
few good,
backwards
interesting
without
recovery
inputting
options.
commands, you should be able to initiate Crack Shoot in the direction you're trying to recover. Let me show you one more time. Do this, then continue to press backward. And then you can recover. If you press too quickly or input some commands, you'll fly right off the stage, so be careful. And this is his up special, Rising Tackle.
Okay.
It also has weak
Like
and strong
watching Smash, but I'll
versions,
never get
each
into it.
with
Too
different
complicated.
heights.
It's interesting because I find it far less complicated than other fighting games because
And did
basically
you
everyone
notice
has
that
the
if
same
you hold
control
down
scheme.
briefly to
So
charge,
it's
your
easy to
whole body
pick up a
glows
new
over?
character, and although the fields
In this
differ
case,
and
your
their
whole
weights
body
and,
will be
and speeds
invincible
and
at the
everything,
start. Either way, your
Um,
legs will be invincible.
there's a
Here's
lot
an example
more
of this invincibility in action.
accessibility.
With the standard
there.
Rising Tackle,
I'll press a button for gas, which
I
slashes.
got
sword.
completely wiped out when I threw myself at them.
Yeah, and see that's the difference too with Smash
with
versus
Rising
fighting games.
Tackle's
Is the
charged
inputs are a
command
lot
version.
easier. A lot of fighting games have these like really long, complicated
You can't be hit
button
at this
sequences
moment.
just to do simple
you
moves.
come out on
and
top.
it's annoying. Whereas everyone's moves in Smash make sense.
You can of course use Rising
The
Tackle as a
inputs make
recovery
sense
as well.
to me. I don't know if that makes sense.
Even after using Burning Knuckle or Crack Shoot, you can still use Rising Tackle.
All right.
This is also very helpful when you're trying to recover, so please keep that in mind.
I've noticed a lot
His
of the
down
new
special is
characters
power
have had
down.
like ridiculous recovery options
An
though.
attack that rises
Banjo's
and descends.
recovery is pretty OP. Same with Joker, if you have like
This side, down, diagonally
persona,
down command input is also
active
known
or
as the Shoryuken
semi-active,
command.
and then also Piranha Plant's up special is just
If
like
you can pull it off, you'll be
has
invincible at the start of
incredible
the move.
range. So. Oh, that's a
Also,
powerful
you can
move.
hear a sound when it connects, but it might be tough to make out.
Still be
Now,
mashing buttons
let's talk
and
about
losing.
canceling
No.
I'd really like you to keep this in mind. First,
so
if you use a
canceling.
special after attacking with a standard attack,
Interesting.
the special won't come out until the move animation has finished. That makes sense, right?
He looks like a buff Pokemon
But
trainer.
here's
though.
what happens if you cancel out of it.
Like super buff Pokemon trainer.
At this
Like
moment
Red has
here,
been working
if
out.
you've successfully entered a special command input, the rest of the animation will be cancelled, allowing you to attack again immediately. I'll do that again. Throw out a kick like normal,
Okay.
and once your leg extends, you'll perform the move.
Some thick thighs. Oh yeah. He has not been skipping leg day.
Set it up so that when you attack, you can go straight into a special.
Okay.
This will increase your offensive options. Please try this out. For
Try it
example,
out.
neutral attack 1, 2, and power down.
Ooh.
This is a bread and butter combo. Aside from that,
You know, some
You can also
characters
get
have like
Terry to
really
fly
good
out and
combo
attack in an M
options.
shape.
Some really
in his
don't,
original
but it looks
game,
like
you
Terry
could
is
only
going to be a
cancel
very
attacks on the ground,
combo-heavy
but in
character.
Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, it's possible to cancel aerial
I'm
moves.
into it. No, Denny's not here. RPG. Trust me, he would make himself known.
The types of aerial attacks that you can cancel are limited to things like neutral air attacks or down air attacks. But I think it would be wise to use these combos to expand your offensive options. And at last, the final smash. His final smash begins with triple geyser.
Whoa.
Terry will shoot 3 geysers straight forward.
Okay, so you got to be kind of up close, so which is fine.
However, if you think
It's a
that's
lot
all, you're very
larger
mistaken.
an area of effect than like Banjo's. Whoa. That just seems so.
As you can see,
Ouch.
if triple geyser connects, you'll follow up with power dunk and
This looks
buster
like a
wolf.
solid. Yeah, maybe he
It's
should
3
make
moves
it.
in one. It's a visually striking combo. You may be wondering what happened to his original super special moves. Yes,
I
they're
wasn't
here too.
wondering, but sure. He has super special moves.
With
Okay.
the usual rules, when Terry's damage meter rises up to 100% or higher,
Go!
and in stamina mode,
I love
when
it.
his overall HP drops to 30% or less, you'll see
Okay,
this
so he
go
gets a
icon
special
at
meter
the bottom
too.
of the screen. At this point, if you
Like
enter
Little
this
Mac.
specific command, you can initiate the power geyser you see here.
But a little less
The
straightforward.
command
than
input
Little
is, if I borrow the way it's said in the original
So-
game, down, angle down, side, angle
Mac.
down,
Funny how he says
forward.
angle down instead of like diagonal.
Well, it's a
Um,
bit complicated. Downward, then backward, then forward. You see?
Okay. Sure, not simple.
It is an action game after all, so you get to control
I guess
the
actually it's
direction
probably a
of
little
your
more
punch,
close
be it
to
right or left.
clouds.
In that case, no matter which direction you're going for,
attack.
just swap the right input and
Clouds
left
like
input.
limit break.
It's like this. Downward, then backward, then forward. Or down, and then the opposite direction, if that's forward. And then there's his other super special move,
Whoa.
Buster Wolf. You can initiate this one by repeating the Hadouken command input twice. Down the side,
I like
then
how he
down the side
specified-
again.
Name drops it as Hadouken. Hadouken!
It can be rather difficult to pull off moves using the original game's command inputs, but you can also use simplified command inputs.
Good.
In the case of Power Geyser, remember this: down, side, down, forward. As long as you input the command downward to the side, to the back, downward again, and then forward, you should be fine.
Okay.
In the case of Buster Wolf, it's simply down, side, down, side.
Okay, okay.
That should be easier to remember.
I mean,
though
if you're
the
just
command input is
rotating the stick to
complex,
do it,
can
then it's
still
the
be
exact
blocked
same
with
thing,
ease.
really. Rather than like snapping it back to neutral.
Since these moves can only be used
what I
when
mean?
Terry has taken a lot of damage, you'll be in even more danger if your opponent blocks. So they're high risk and high return. Please save them for when you really need to make a last-ditch effort. You can use it again and again, but be careful. Your opponent may be able to predict your move and take action.
Okay, okay.
Essentially, it's best to use it when it's least expected, or to cancel out of a combo,
I
like
mean, you can
this.
say that about a lot of things. Is that it's best to
For
use
the
it when
taunt,
it's least
I
expected.
decided to match his original game. His up taunt is "Hey, come on," from the King of Fighters series. His down taunt spins his hat like in the Real Bout
Like
series,
Cappy.
and his side taunt is "Stand Up" from Garo, Mark of the Wolves.
It's such an awkward.
I've demonstrated him using various special moves
Spider-Man
in the game
3.
so far, and you can hear his voice. Like that. We've incorporated both his longer remarks, like Power Wave, from older titles, and his shorter remarks, like Rock You, from newer titles.
Okay.
And here are his color variations. There's a good variety of colors available from
Ooh,
across the
some of
series,
those are really close to each
and
other.
the cat design is slightly different in each version.
Oh, I like that the hat is different.
They're based on his original games, and we've also included some from the King of Fighters 14 and the anime series.
I don't know. There's not that much variety though. It's just it's like color swaps. No like alt
He
costumes
sometimes takes off
outright
his
though.
cap too. For example, it happens during his victory pose. His cap also blows away when he is defeated in stamina mode.
Oh, okay, interesting. Nice touch. Makes sense. If his
The
cap
stage
would
is
fall.
called King of Fighters Stadium. It looks like one hardcore fighting coliseum.
Dude, for real, Smash Ultimate is crazy with the amount of characters.
The
it con-
text
it
above the
is. It's
Jumbotron
insanity. I
reads
love
King
it.
of Fighters.
I gotta
without
wonder,
V.
like, how would they ever
When we
top
talk
this,
about
right?
a game title,
I'd probably
we
say
need
that
V
every
up front,
Smash game.
but
I
the
was
name
like,
of the
how could
tournament
they
and
ever
the game's
put more?
story is just King of Fighters. This is a very unique stage, and it follows some rules that haven't existed in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate before.
Okay.
First,
Here's
the edge is walled off.
The edge is walled. How do you KO
In
someone?
the Super Smash Bros. Series, you need to launch opponents off the stage.
Do you have to launch them
Here,
upwards? then?
however, the more damage a fighter has accumulated, the more the wall will visually react when they're launched into it. Can you see? Eventually,
Do you have to break the wall?
fighters will
You
break,
have to break through the wall. That's redonkulous.
There are fireworks in the background.
I'm able to connect to the fork in chat.
Basically,
Oh,
this
Chicken
special
Perm.
feature
Hey, good to
allows
see
you
you,
to
my
KO an
dude.
opponent only after they've accumulated enough damage.
You have to break the wall. And so you're basically fighting.
That way, you can enjoy
Not
the
just
battle more like you would
your
in a
opponent,
traditional
but
fighting game.
You're fighting the stage in
When
a
you're
sense
close
too.
to the wall,
But at least the stage isn't gonna KO you.
it's possible to be KO'd even when your damage is low. It's just like in regular stages. In the Real Bout Fatal Fury series, there was a feature in which the walls could be destroyed and players could suffer a ring out when they hit the wall.
Interesting.
This
This
isn't
is a
exactly the
yes,
same,
this is
but we made it
Breath
kind
of
of
the Wild
similar to
sequel
that.
demo right here.
We hope you'll enjoy playing at this stage with all its special rules.
But can you disable that, like in its Omega form or something? That's what I'm wondering about.
By the way, there are guest characters in the background, right?
Excuse me.
Since we have the
Pardon me.
opportunity, I'd like to introduce them to you.
Sure, let's see who's in the background. Oof.
First up, Andy Bogard. He's the adoptive brother of Terry Bogard. Both of them were adopted from an orphanage and raised by Jeff Bogard. However, while Terry's teacher was Jeff Bogard, Andy studied under Mai Shiranui's father. He uses the Koppoken fighting style. Joe Higashi. He's one of the three main characters from earlier games in the Fatal Fury series. He's the only one that
He's
doesn't
a
have
lewd
any
boy.
connection to Geese Howard. He's a Muay Thai champion.
Joe here is a Twitch
Kung
thought.
Fu Ru. He's the master of the Holy Fist of 8 Ways, and he also trained Jeff Bogard. He can enlarge his body as well. Billy Kane. He's been in many Fatal Fury games since the first one, and he's the right-hand man of Geese Howard. While he appears in the first game, his costume is based on his appearances in King of Fighters 97 onwards. You can't really see his back, but the no smoking symbol is definitely there. Geese Howard. He's the big boss of Southtown.
His name
He's
is
the rival
Geese.
of Terry Bogard. Falling off of buildings is his thing.
His name is actually
Rock
Geese.
Howard. His first appearance was Garo, Mark
Wow.
of the Wolves. He's the son of Geese Howard, and Terry actually raised him. That means his appearance in this game at this age with that look doesn't really jive with the timeline, but Smash is kind of like that to begin with, right?
Yeah.
Kim Kapwan. He uses Taekwondo and considers
Yeah, I'm pretty
himself
sure
a
what
fighter
happens
for
is
justice.
after
His whole
I remember I was reading
very
up online
famous.
to kind of like learn
Yuji
more about
Yamazaki.
Terry's character.
His first appearance was
And
in
after
Fatal
he
Fury
kills
3,
Geese,
and he's a criminal known as Dark
He
Broker.
like adopts
He's very
Geese's
selfish
son
and sadistic.
raises him. It's weird.
Blue Mary. Her first appearance was in Fatal Fury 3 too. She uses combat sambo, and she's a good drinking buddy of Terry's.
Good drinking buddy.
Those
okay.
were the characters from the Fatal Fury series, but from here on, let me introduce characters from other series. Athena Asamiya. She's a Psycho Soldier. Psycho Soldier is a memorable game released around 1986, and it was the first title to feature a fully voiced theme song within the game.
Oh,
This
okay.
epic song was also remixed for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and it was recorded in both Japanese and English. Music start. Kyo Kusanagi. He's the protagonist of the King of Fighters series, and he uses the ancient martial arts Kusanagi-ryu.
Okay.
Speaking of the protagonist,
I don't
there
know
are
who any of these
differences
characters
depending
are.
on which version you're talking about, like Orochi and Nest. Anyway, he is forever a school kid.
Oh,
Iori
we're
Yagami.
not creepy people
Originally,
creeping on
he
your
was
photos,
introduced
Tetra.
as
We
Kyo
just
Kusanagi's
want
rival,
to see
but
your
when
cat.
I first saw this character in the game at the time, due to his look and attitude, I thought
feel like his
whoever
boots
created
being-
this character must be a genius.
Strapped together like that would be really
Goro Daimon.
impractical for fighting.
He's a judo gold medalist belonging to the Japanese team, and he likes to throw his opponents. Chang Hohen and Choi Bonge. One is an escaped convict, and the other is a slasher. They are currently undergoing rehabilitation under
business
the
going on
previously
here. Whoa.
mentioned Kim Kapwan. Ralph Jones and Clark Still. Originally, they were main characters in the
twinning.
Ikari Warriors series before Neo Geo. They appeared as guests in the Metal Slug series too. Ryo Sakazaki,
Big boy.
the protagonist of Art of Fighting.
It's
The original
Goku.
Art of Fighting was released just
Goku's
before
finally in
Fatal Fury
Smash,
2.
guys.
That means it was the first game to implement a true
It's
super
finally
special move.
happened.
How could I not include him? King. Her first appearance was in Art of Fighting, and she's a bouncer and bodyguard. She is a beautiful woman with an androgynous sense of style. Next, Yuri Sakazaki. She was kidnapped in the first Art of Fighting game, but after that,
Were they even
she
showing
trained
every
hard
character
and
ever
mastered
created in a
Kyokunin
fighting game?
Karate
Yes.
in just 1
That's
year.
just like
In other
characters
words,
that are in the
she's a
background of the stage.
genius. So,
Like,
as
okay.
you can see, we've included many characters. A
So
total
they just
of
kind of just
20
show up in
characters.
the background.
You know, it's very
Just
cumbersome.
stand there.
I mean, it takes a lot of time. But so many people love each and every one of these characters,
Okay.
even outside the confines
Just a bit of
their
fan service.
individual series. So we simply had to do our best. by them.
Acceptable.
By the way, you may have noticed that a very important character from the Fatal Fury series was not included.
I didn't notice actually.
Yes, Mai Shiranui. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is for good boys and girls of many different ages, so we decided not to feature her. Please forgive us.
I don't know who that is.
Also,
Wait, what was
my
her?
music
Hang on a
features
sec.
variety of tracks, and the
I'm
music
confused.
that
I don't
plays
know who
affect-
that is. What was her name? Mai Shirinu. Mai.
So we decided not.
Okay, who is that? Am I gonna get in trouble for Googling this? Okay. I'm curious. Getting the whole lore here. Yeah, lots of fan service. Looked it up? Pionio looked it up? Okay. Safe. Okay, let's check this out. Who is this? Who is my... Ah! Clearly, a lot of people have been Googling that. Okay. Is it just because her outfit is too revealing? Or because, like... that's what I'm gonna guess here? I don't know. I'm gonna just guess that it's the outfit, but like, I've seen worse. It's not that bad. I don't know.
To feature her. Please forgive us. Also, my music features a variety of tracks, and the music that plays
It's funny he
affects
says
which
Super
special
Smash
tracks
Bros.
will
Is for
appear.
good boys and girls, but there's a lot of villains in the
example,
game.
There's a track called Pasta, and when the music is
Probably
playing,
more
Andy
so
Bogard
than
will always
Telma
appear.
and Twilight Princess.
I hope you look forward to that as well.
I think they probably I don't think they're gonna make us listen to all the tracks.
Okay, I'm done
Probably.
providing information, so now let's jump into some actual battles.
Okay, good. Let's see some actual battles. Let's see how he. Oh, he's
This
gonna
time,
just
I'm
do
going
classic
to play
mode.
the Terry
Okay.
route of classic mode.
Okay.
On top of that, I want to try and hit the highest intensity level. Let's see if I can
Sakurai's
get all the way
feeling-
up to intensity
Well, I mean,
9.9.
I assume he's good at the game because.
Honestly,
He
play
made
the
it.
game in extreme difficulty while doing
Oh,
commentary
am I
is
going
extremely
to?
hard.
Yes. If Sakurai
One or the
doesn't,
other
then
is
I
doable,
will.
But doing both at once forces me to divide my attention. But that means I should do my best at both. I'll do my best. First, this route is named the King of Smash.
Less cloth than underwear.
Three
I would say
characters
it's
who have
even
some
not
sort of
even
connections
that. It's
will
more like
appear as a
drapes.
set, a challenge that looks somehow familiar. Okay, the first intensity level is 5.0, so I should be fine. All battles in Terry's
Poor
route
Mario.
are stamina battles. This stage's special KO rule that I talked about earlier isn't the best match for stamina rules, but oh well. On his route, a lot of stages feel like they're from a traditional fighting game.
So why is
Okay, I did it anyway.
why is Terry beating up all the Mario characters?
Of course, even in this mode, it's not impossible for me to try for a KO, but normally it'll be over before then. There. Done.
Pow. Game set.
Looks like he's saying, give me something. Next, round 2. It's the Legend of Zelda team. Just because characters are in a team because of their similarities, that doesn't mean that they have to be from the same game. This is Let's Go to Seoul, Kim Kapwan's team.
Okay.
And
Now
I've got
it's
it set
gonna
up so that we
fight
don't
a bunch
move
of
from
Zelda
the bottom of
characters.
Prison Tower. It would be easiest to simply knock him off the screen, but I'm not going to do that, because it's not as fun to watch.
I guess it's not as fun to watch. Oh. He doesn't want to do this
I knocked him
fast,
off.
I guess.
Over here. It's gonna blow. Will he do it?
He did not. He didn't detonate the bomb.
Alright,
Okay.
the
Now
boomerang's
he's gonna
coming back,
kick Zelda's butt too.
and I can't go to the edge. Oh no!
Just knock her off. She's only 20 HP left. Just knock her off.
The tables have turned.
Ouch.
Cancel
Poor
it.
Zelda.
He wears his cap backward when he does a power dunk.
Why? When he's dunking.
Now you could call this the giant stage. All the giants are lined up.
All the giants.
course,
So we
the
got
music track
Bowser,
is Takuma
DBD, and K.
Step.
Rool.
Of course he says.
But not Ridley.
You might wonder who Takuma and Steffi are.
Dongs for Denny.
but it
Hashtag
seems
dongs
like
for
it
Denny. We're gonna
means
start a
Tanaka
charity.
and Kitamura. This track is from Fatal
He
Fury
does
2.
look like a hench.
There's a
I was
giant
gonna say it's like
wrestler named
red
Big Bear,
for
and this is
Pokemon
his
just
track.
got friggin' ripped.
Regardless of the track name, it's a really famous hard rock song. So please give it a listen.
He still has full health. Oh, there we
The
go. I
original
jinxed
song
it.
was called Yusha Raiden. There's that masked wrestler. Big Bear is his true identity.
He came before Ash.
He's
That's
called
true.
Raiden.
I'm pretty sure that Neo Geo was predates Pokemon.
Jump! I'm beginning to find the intensity quite tough. Round 4.
He
The
doesn't
whole
look like
atmosphere
it's
is a
quite
little
tough. He's
different
making it
than how
look
it's
pretty
been up
easy.
until now, right? We've been to arena-style flat stages, but suddenly we're at a battlefield form stage. Oh, there's an item.
Game set. So yeah, instead of that's
There's
what
an
it says
arcade
on
game
the
series
Japanese
called Athena,
version.
and this stage uses that as a motif.
And in the N64 Smash
he's
Bros.
metal.
It said game set as well. But it must be just like a language difference.
Now
like
that I'm
the
thinking about
colloquialism
it,
is different.
I suppose both Lady Palutena and the Athena games were possibly an homage to the Athena of Greek mythology. Plus, I wanted to do something where two characters who are similar or have similar abilities are together. It's a nice
Okay.
Kokugenryu team.
Okay, don't just dunk off the stage there.
If I let my guard down, I'll easily be defeated, so I need to pay attention.
I'll easily be
Not
defeated,
bad,
he
dude.
says, at 128 HP, while his enemy is at 10% or 10 HP. It's interesting that they're all stamina battles, though. I guess because it's more of an homage to
By the way,
the genre.
you can use moves like Crack Shoot to aim for overhead platforms, so they have some utility to them.
Okay.
I kept her in check. Phew, that was close. Looks like that fire bar didn't work out for her.
Ouch.
It's getting brutal. The intensity is close to 8.
Now
You
Sonic,
could say the opposing team
Mega Man,
is
and
comprised
Pac-Man.
of
I'm not
heroes
even-
from different companies. Sonic and Terry are on the stage. Actually, Sonic and Terry were both created in 91, so they're the same age.
interesting. Both created in 91.
And the next year, in 92, Kirby was born. Everyone's getting old,
Everyone's getting old.
but
That
they're still
is
on active duty.
legit.
You know, it's easier to fight on sloped ground.
Is
When
it?
using Crack Shoot, it's especially easy going uphill. Yikes. It's too soon to be taking this much damage. I started out with 150 HP, so I feel like I'm losing. Next, Mega Man.
Is
He
Sakurai
was born
gonna
in
game
87.
over?
The first Street Fighter came out in 87 as well, so that makes Ryu the same age. That was bad.
Okay. So I guess yeah, the theme is like
Ah,
third-party
went off.
characters
I'm
here.
sorry. And now,
Pac-Man, Mega Man,
Pac-Man
and
from 1980
Sonic.
is here. Of course, this character was made by Bandai Namco Studios, but when I talk to their team, I'll call him your company's character. They always come back saying, "Oh yeah, our company's character." I often have these kinds of exchanges with them. Oh, that was
Sakurai's
close.
cheating.
But I won't give in until the very end. Because I've
He's
got
getting
super special.
pounded here.
How was that? Not enough? I see. Well, how about now?
Ah, there he goes. Comes out on top.
It's bad to keep using the
No
same
surprise.
move. Seriously.
All right.
Next, call this Team Darkness.
Team Darkness. Okay. What is this? Sonic Heroes?
With the track Soy Sauce for Geese playing on the rooftop, it's got the aura of a final
Sorry, did
showdown.
he say soy sauce for days? Yo, man, I need
Oh,
soy
not
sauce
good.
for days.
Up next is Ganondorf.
Never
I
thought
don't
I'd see
want to
this
get
battle
hit by
take
him.
place
Not
in
even once.
Foreside.
He's huge. Yikes. You can't take things lightly in moments like this one.
Mm-hmm. He's a leg switcher. Yeah, that sounds legit.
That was a bad move.
I mean, he can cheat easily because he made the game, so he knows all the exploits, right? He knows all the glitches,
Alright, can I do this without getting hit?
probably. I don't
Now
know.
for a scary one. Bayonetta.
Sorry, he just killed Ganondorf, and he's like, yeah, Bayonetta's the scary one.
Yep. I'm giving this everything I've got.
Okay.
Oh, that was just dangerous. Pulling off that midair jump was risky.
Bird, hey, Melon, how's it going, my friend?
Uh-oh.
How
She's
goes
so
it?
good. That was a beautiful move.
Bird capped. That's me. That's gonna be my new nickname. I am
But
the
she
bird
couldn't take
capped.
advantage of that opportunity. That will cost her a lot.
Okay, chicken perm.
Time
Actually,
for the final
how long
battle.
do we? How long
it's
do we
not
have left
Master
here?
Hand, but
Not
Ryu,
long now.
Ken, and
About
then
10 more
Terry.
minutes. And then we'll start
Art
on
of
the
Fighting
old
version
The Bad Breath Wednesday.
2.0.0.0 is playing. In other words, it's kind of a themed fight.
Who wouldn't like that?
He's super strong, so I have to work hard.
Working on another project. Ooh, what you working on, Melon? What you working on?
I'm not pacing this out very well.
See, Terry versus Ryu, that's a pretty,
I'm starting
pretty
from
fun matchup.
150 HP, so I wish I defeated Ryu before
Three
my
people
HP
talking at the same
dropped to
time on the
100.
stream? There is.
But I can't give up until the end.
There's
I have a super
Sakurai,
special move.
Sakurai's translator, and myself, I guess.
But Terry is last, so he can use the same super special move. But this is no time for chit chat. It's really tough doing this while
Terry and
talking.
Ken could be like
Oh, no.
cousins.
This is no good. Got it.
Boom. And
It gets even tougher from here.
Terry's doppelganger. Okay. Randomizer for a new game. Ooh, which game? I'm so curious. Unless you
I
can't
messed
say
up a
yet.
perfect
but
shield.
Very curious.
Here he comes. I gotta be on guard.
I wasn't expecting Sakurai to just crack classic mode out and just play through the whole thing, man.
Yeah, but with a power wave? If I could have pulled off a super special move, that would have been awesome. But, alright, did I make it to intensity 9.9? Yes, I did. That was hard work.
Wow. Legit.
Terry Bogard
The man's
is really
legit.
fun to play as, so I hope you
I've
enjoy
only
playing with
actually-
him in such situations.
Finished on 9.9 like a very small handful of times.
Next, let's talk
But there's
about
no
the
boss
music.
fight, like there's no
This
master
time we have
hand or
some
something like
very
that at the
special
end. He
wind-up
just
for you.
fights another Terry. I don't know. It's a little anticlimactic.
For instance, when we were deciding which songs to include in this set,
Luigi's Hotel.
we thought about
for the Nintendo
concentrating on
Game Sphere.
songs
I'm
related
into
to
it.
Terry.
I'm into it, Mel.
But there were a lot of big band style songs that didn't really fit the mood of battle.
Okay.
That aside, the music of SNK has always been great, right from the beginning.
It's been great.
So this time, we selected tracks that could be called SNK style. Basically, we expanded the selection a bit to include series outside of just Fatal Fury and the King of Fighters. SNK songs have always been great, really. This was true before Neo Geo, and all the way from the old The King of Fighters games to the arrangements in the latest installment, The King of Fighters 14.
14.
We did a lot of digging around,
That's a lot of games.
and finally managed to narrow our many candidates down to 50 songs.
I'm pretty sure they still only have one Final Fantasy
We never
track or
intended to
something
do something like
abysmal
this,
like
of course.
that. Like a
So
really
we
small
submitted
handful.
our 50 proposals to SNK,
And they got
expecting them to
50
pick out maybe 10 or 20 that they considered acceptable. But they told us they were okay.
Wow.
As a result, we've pretty much added in 50 songs.
That's so many.
Have a look at the list.
Oh no, don't make us listen to them all. No. Okay.
That's how we ended up
don't know
with the
any of
list we
these
have,
songs.
but we worked hard
But it's
to
pretty
deliver some of
incredible.
the best remixes. This was a very special one-off case, and I don't think we'll be able to do the same for other series. To be honest, I think that being able to hear such a selection might make the Fighter's Pass worth quite a bit more than its price.
Wow.
I do hope you'll enjoy it.
That's.
Challenger Pack
Wow.
4 comes with a Spirit Board too.
Uh,
The Spirit Board can be
am I
selected
the only one
via
that doesn't care about
Spirit
spirit
menu.
boards at all? Like, they just do not.
Have a look at the back.
Eh.
If it looks familiar to you, you'll start feeling pretty nostalgic. Shinkiro-san's artwork is always so nice and vibrant, isn't it? You can also look forward to mock tournaments featuring each of the characters.
But I like that
That
it's
old
on this
school
weird
Athena and
train
Ralph and
thing.
Clark artwork really is something.
The background's pretty cool.
Now for the Mii Fighters. Please have a look.
Ah, me fighters. Of course. Okay. Got some me's. Okay. Is Wolf okay there? Art of fighting. No, it's Goku. Goku's finally in Smash, guys. Jesse got his wish. I'm gonna make that joke a lot of times. I'm sorry. Yo! Finally Goku. Oh, Virtual Fighter, make him blocky. Wasn't that guy already a Mii Fighter costume? Or am I thinking of a different one? Or maybe he was just in Smash for Wii U or something. I'm pretty sure he was already he's an assist trophy. Oh, that's what I'm thinking of. That's what I'm thinking of. You got me. For 75 cents, you know what? I just never end up buying those Mii Fighter costumes.
SNK was also involved with the Mii Fighter set this time, so it has a strong fighting game influence. It borrows a lot from the series Nakoruru comes from, like her wind-slash attack, so I hope you'll enjoy those little details.
Okay.
Moving on to
Gaku!
Amiibo,
Yeah.
Here's the new lineup.
Ooh, now
Simon,
here's what
Kong,
I'm in here
and
for.
Incineroar. Each of these will be released on
Oh,
Friday, November
jeez.
15th.
They look great. They look great.
Next, let's discuss the details of the update. We've made some improvements to battle.
You just know
arenas.
Incineroar's probably like hella
First, we're
detailed.
making
Like
it so you can send messages to each other.
one of the
in
most
battle
detailed
arena.
ones, still one of my
The
favorites,
messages
Wolf
are
Link.
preset.
All the fur
So there's
texture and
that,
stuff
and
on
also
him is
the player who
superb.
created the
You just,
arena
I bet
now
you
changed the
Incineroar is
rules.
the same biz.
We've
Better
also
not be
added
just
the
a
option to
smooth
play
texture.
either Battlefield form or Omega form at random in the stage settings.
Okay.
Aside from that, you can now pick Elite only.
Crom looks
as
like
an
Marth.
arena.
I mean, yeah. He's supposed to be like
Furthermore,
Marth's like
quick play won't be the
great
only way to
grandson or
play
something
with
like
people
that.
you don't know.
So it's legit.
As long as the arena type is set to public and no password is set, we've made it so anyone
Amiibos,
is
I
now
got
free to join.
Too
So I hope
openly
you'll enjoy
excited
that.
about that.
Terry is due for distribution on November 6th. If you have the Fighter's Pass, you'll be able to get him straight away.
Smash
or you
Run
can
was
purchase him
good.
separately.
Yeah, Magnet. Like,
Well, I think that wraps it up for our Terry
3DS
Bogard
really got the
showcase.
strong one there.
I hope
with
we were
Smash
able to
Run
convey
instead
his
of the
appeal.
Smash Tour. Smash
By the
Tour
way,
was
his
the
reveal
most
trailer was aired in advance. It was
nonsensical
created
thing
using
ever. So.
SNK pixel art. The complete version of it, including the gameplay portion, is finally ready. I'd like to show it to you after this. Now this is something of an inside story,
Okay.
but I of course wrote the plot for SNK's pixel art packed reveal trailer. When the invitation comes out, you might recall how it says, "Don't be late, S." That is not what I wrote. It makes me think, ugh, this is why I hate inside jokes. After leaving it to the staff, it snuck its way in there. I just want you to know that the S is also the Super Smash Bros. Series S. Well then, let's move on to the intro movie.
He's lying. It's S for Sakurai. Don't believe what he says. Okay. Okay, we already watched this before. Though this was a really fun reveal. It's Goku! No. Goku's not in Smash. It's 100% the same. Okay, so... Yeah, I mean, we already... I don't know why, this was included, but... Oh, there he goes. Right off the building. Just... biffed it, man. Just totally biffed it. And all these dudes ended up in the background of the stage, I guess, so they kind of still made it in. There's Terry Bogard. He's a booger. That one shot, the shading looked a little weird on me.
Are you okay? Hey, come on.
Come on, I love that. I actually really like that taunt. Ah, Kirby. It's like they always have to show what Kirby will look like. I just think it's a nice touch. Like, yeah, don't worry, Kirby gets to eat him too. That final smash is so brutal though. Did he just punch Snake in the crotch? Is that what happened just now? Did you see that? He punched Snake right in the crotch. Looks like that Snake ain't so solid anymore. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for that. But
We crammed in a little too much content this time. Hopefully, I'll be able to make
Too
future
much
showcases
content.
a little shorter.
don't pause. Okay. Nope, that's it. That's it. That's the end. So, that was fun. All right. We got some cool insight there. I think really, like, I feel like a lot of the context there of, like, all these new fighters and stuff really went over my head because, like, man, I don't know these games well enough, I guess. That's a me thing, really, right? So, it's an NBD. But, yeah, that's it, guys. So, hopefully, it didn't give a release date, right? So, it is now time to breathe collectively. So what we're going to do is I'm going to have to just fix my settings here so that I'm not capturing a browser anymore. And then we can hop back into it. We're going to take just a short bathroom break before we hop into Breath of the Wild for our usual stream today. So we'll be right back. But I'm just going to... I don't like wearing these headphones for too long. It makes my ears all itchy. You probably saw me like scratching my ears. It just makes them itchy. But yes, we will be right back, my friends. Bathroom break. We can all collectively go pee, and then we'll all collectively breathe the Wednesday. So the only game I've really played in my whole life is Breath of the Wild, so nobody knows less than me. Fair enough. Bath of the Wild. It's breath. It's bath. Okay, so... You guys are killing me. Okay, we'll be back in just a sec, and we'll collectively pee, then we'll go collectively breathe the wild air, and the BRB, you guys.